And I mean, they can wear anything, truly.
Or, nothing.
Welcome to The Story Thinker, a webtoons and Witcher podcast for superfans with scene-by-scene analysis. Featuring sharp co-hosts for a fuller picture, we dive deep into character psychology, relationships, and theories. We'd love it if you could like, subscribe, comment, and rate us on all podcast platforms and social media. For bonus content, you can support The Story Thinker on Patreon. Let's begin. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 105 of 𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏, and we are here with Emily, Lily, and Krystine.
Hi, we're back. Yes, it hasn't been too long, Mindy.
Yes, it is exciting to be back for MPL.
10 months, right? For MPL?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
I think somebody, I didn't count, but somebody said it was 10 months.
Yes, I also heard that, and I did not count either.
Yeah.
Very responsible.
But it's been a very long time.
Yeah, it's been a long year.
Yeah. I know. Like, so let me ask, how did you guys feel just opening up the app and seeing your characters back again?
Nostalgic. I was just like, oh, it's been so long, because I've been a very bad fan and I haven't done a reread or anything, and so I haven't even clicked on MPL in so long. So just to see the banners and everything, I was super thrilled. I was very excited.
Yeah, I didn't do a reread either. And same, I felt very nostalgic, and I was like, oh, I started reading this, started the pandemic, and now it's 3 years later.
Oh.
Gosh, time flies.
Yeah, I was just so happy seeing the notification pop up on my home screen of oh, there's a new episode.
You're like, yes.
Yeah, our time has come.
I know, it was so cute. My husband was like, Popo and Toto are back.
Yeah.
Popo and Toto. I call them Popo and Toto.
And Krystine, how was it for you?
I began doing because I was like, I'm going to figure this mystery out. I was determined. So I started doing a deep reread, taking notes, literally. And I think I only got up to chapter 10, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of done.
But the effort was there, and I commend you for that.
Yeah. I'm gonna plug Girl Wonder. Oh. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. But I mean, when it comes to automatically, when I think of my webtoon men, Tora is still number one.
Oh. Yeah. So
he is delicious. As I was reading these episodes, this episode.
I think he was the first real webtoon crush I had, so that's why he will always have a soft spot. Yeah.
I mean, I did read MPL before PH, so I will say, even though Karen will always be number one in my heart, Tora was number one before Karen.
Number one chronologically.
Chronologically, he was number one.
So I'm going to give a massive credit to Girl Wonder, because she did a great review video podcast. So it goes through every single episode, what happens, and it she goes through unsolved mysteries. So it's fantastic. It was I reviewed it because I did not reread everything. I read some episodes before it came back, but I listened to her video and it was great. So I cheated.
Okay, I need to watch that.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so let's get into it. My son will be sleeping here. Oh, I forgot to put a picture on, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna do it live. Sorry. There's the cutest picture.
What's the background gonna be?
I know, you usually have the best background.
Picture, what is it? 𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏 or?
Yes.
𝗏𝗏𝗱𝗏?
Okay,
Picture of Tora.
It's not going to be a picture of Tora, actually.
High chances. Oh.
Because Tora was on, I think, the last two, so we are going to do someone else.
Is it Quincy sleeping?
No, that would be fine.
No, not.
Oh.
Here's a different picture.
No.
Wow, Mindy, this is your spiciest one yet.
This is risque. This is
very colorful
after dark. Remember?
I already chose the other mafia stuff for the other covers and whatever background, so we're gonna go colorful for this one.
I mean, this scene was definitely a highlight of the episode.
Yeah.
Oh, truly.
All right. Okay. So here we go. We flash back to Poppy thinking that her gut feeling is not that she's a goner. And we once again see a woman who looks like she's on a deserted island very dirty, muddy feet. She's slipping. She's panting. She grabs onto a tree. She's like, oh, damn it. And it looks like Louise. Oh.
How is she alive?
I have questions.
I'm so confused. Who's rotting in that apartment then?
Who's smelly?
Is
like
it a
who's
body?
under that
Is it a
blanket?
lump of trash? Is it an animal? What is under that sheet? Something's there. I'm very
Okay,
confused.
so remember how Juliet took a poison that stopped her heart and made her look dead for 2 days, right? It was Juliet, right? I can't remember if it was Juliet or Romeo. One of them did.
Oh,
But
Juliet, yeah.
Juliet.
Yeah.
so maybe, okay,
Maybe
it doesn't make sense to me, but maybe she got the poison and did that to herself, because this way she didn't think she could get out of the house. Otherwise, I don't know. It's like, to me, like if she went to that extent, she would just like leave, you know? She'd be like,
Yeah.
bye.
But
Like,
if
she
there
thought she
actually
leaving.
was a rotting body with the smell, that wouldn't be her. Because if she like did something, I don't know. I have a feeling that maybe, I think excuse the language, Gil is a big pussy. He is not going to murder his pregnant wife himself. I don't think he knew that she was pregnant, but he's not going to murder his wife himself, because like I said, he's not going to do that, because I don't think he could do it. So I think he hired someone to do it.
And they put
And I think that maybe whoever they hired didn't end up going through it, and like was like, maybe she was like, oh, I'm pregnant, don't do this to me. And she, they felt bad and was like, okay, like get out of here. And then they
had another dead person.
Okay. Or they like mistook her for like another.
And like, why would he look under the sheet? Yeah. Maybe he was just like, oh, okay, the job is done.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. I don't know. I think
like also, if he hired someone, he probably would have hired them to take the body away. But yeah, whatever. He did call a body disposal service, so I guess maybe it's two separate jobs. It's like, no, I don't take care of the body. Call someone else for that.
Yeah, I
mean,
I was
saying he's not going to do anything. He's not going to kill her, and he's not going to take the body away, because this man is.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to run through like, okay, if this is her and she, faked being dead, how did she do this? I even started thinking like, did she get raw meat and like stuff her pockets with raw meat so it would smell? Like, what is going on? And yeah, like, is it a decoy body? Is it, someone else that maybe like they just mistook for her because of the similar blonde hair or similar outfit? Yeah, we don't know.
Or is this lady not Louise, and Lily is just pulling a massive trick on us?
I think it's Louise, because I don't think Lily would actually kill off pregnant Louise.
Okay, if you were too attached to her.
I don't think so. That's like a storyline thing. Like, they never kill off the pregnant character. They never do it. They just don't.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Well, we know what to do, and if there's like a apocalypse out there, we don't want to get killed.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
but I mean,
so
like, they never,
they
don't ever do it. And so I would be like highly shocked if they actually did like kill off a pregnant character.
And she's just so good at these surprises that now I don't know what it would take for me to be convinced that someone is actually dead in MPL. If this is Louise, coming back and surviving.
I know, because like
what would it take for
Goliath isn't dead.
Yeah.
And the only really dead person is Poppy's dad.
Well,
the
podcast, he's like, maybe he faked his death because he's in the mafia and he was trying to like get out of whatever, who knows.
Oh, that'll be so fun.
Yeah, I am unconvinced of anyone ever being dead in this comic now.
just like PH.
Yeah. Well. Krystine, what do you think? Is this Louise? Like, who's the body?
I don't know. It's just, I don't know yet. I don't know. I think because we're like, we're still tiptoeing back in. So I don't know yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no good theories.
Right. Well, I hope this will be solved now, because this whole like, let's keep it to 105, like, so that whatever.
Yeah,
people
we
know.
don't want to spoil fast.
But like, I hope it'll be, we're going to investigate so now in this episode, so presumably it'll be addressed soon.
And it has to be someone strong enough to like get dumped at sea and then swim all the way to this island that is seemingly remote.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I know. I'm like, did she just play dead and they dumped her in the river? Like, I'm so confused here.
But then what was the smell?
I don't know.
mysteries.
Hopefully it will all be answered in due time.
Yeah. She's like trapped on the town. Okay, now how's she getting it off? Well, I mean, I think I'll be popping in Tora, but like
TBD.
all right. Okay, so now we have the panel that you thought I would put on our
Yeah, that's what I guessed that was going to be your background.
I would not be mad at it if you did.
It's the only time we saw him. I wonder if Lily put him here just to be nice to like us Quincy fans.
For fan service, absolutely. Look at his legs.
It's look at our boy.
Sleeping, like basically in the nude. I mean, he's not even under the covers. Right?
It's like just for our viewing pleasure.
Yeah. I can just picture Quincy. He's like, I run hot.
I wish I could meet this guy. Oh my god. Anyway,
he's so adorable and like, wow, he's so buff.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's sleeping. He's getting ready to like be the punching bag, you know, come daytime for Tora and Poppy.
Oh, that boy. He's so adorable.
So he's sleeping away, and I think, okay, so Poppy says, I never said she's a goner. The only gut feeling I have is Louise is in some kind of trouble. And Tora's like, yeah, okay, whatever you say. And she's like, don't patronize me, Tora, please. And he is lighting up a cigarette. He pauses and looks at her. She's bud dumping. Like anything he does will make her bud dump. I'm like, what's the bud dump?
So hot lighting a cigarette.
Yeah, he looks great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a beautiful.
That was the panel where I went, oh, I miss this. I miss this so much.
I also love them like having like a nighttime setting again, because that's just like so. That's like a real thing, right? Yeah. Like they've had all of their like
people
best, deepest
morning
talks,
story
like, at night. Yeah, like here,
Midnight
like here,
Poppy Land.
Midnight.
Yeah,
the club, Moonbright, even like they are made for the nighttime.
That's a really good point. Like, brilliant. We never thought about it.
I know. I didn't either.
Because 105 episodes.
Great. I did not do a reread, so I'm glad that like landed.
Sometimes it just takes a hiatus for it all.
For the title to be made evident. Oh my gosh. So yeah, she's been dumping for like literally no reason other than the fact that he exists. And like, and she's like, where are the bodies disposed? It's very hard for her to ask this question because she's like, it's intruding on his mafia life. It's like acknowledging the really crazy and bad things that he does, right?
Yeah, like his reality.
Yeah.
And it's also pushing something that he's uncomfortable with, because she wants to discover what's happening with Louise, and he's like, let's leave it, it doesn't matter, I don't want to deal with it. And so she has to push him also, so it's like uncomfortable for her on all levels.
It's also just like not your usual daily like cute couple conversation.
Murder.
No.
Yeah, murder. I mean, yeah, maybe it is for them, but not in my daily life. Where'd you hide the bodies?
Yeah, and he's like, depends. Usually out at sea, sometimes the Near River. He smokes it, lets it puff out. Sometimes down at the bottom of Regina's Peak, and she's like, Regina's Peak too. Oh dear, there goes that memory.
Yeah, I know. She's like, damn it, our first cute moment.
Yeah, it really puts their date in like a different light. And maybe is that why he also didn't want her. Remember, like he didn't want her.
Oh, but he tied her up and was like, "Don't fall over the ledge." She's like, "I won't," and he's like, "There's bodies down there."
Yeah, he's like, "Actually, I don't want you to see the bodies that have like rolled down the cliff."
Well, at least it'll be a soft cushion, okay. So she's remembering their date where Tora's in bed and he's like turning his face and he's like, well, that was a simplified version. I'll tell you more next time. Now we know why. I don't even remember what they were talking about. Do you remember the conversation that they were having in the flashback?
I think he was telling her like he's had a really tough upbringing and like don't cut him any slack, I think.
Yeah, that's what it was. He was like, you can give me shit.
Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you say?
Which is a really interesting thing to say. Oh, this was by the kidnapping, right? Only a few days ago. No.
Yeah, it
Only
was
what, like last Friday? Question mark. Only a few days.
it
prior?
was on Friday, and aren't we?
Tuesday.
I listened to the last podcast. Are we on Tuesday?
The podcast from Sunday said that it was Tuesday today. I'm going to go by their judgment because she went into work on Monday, which
I don't know.
It's
already been the weekend, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, so apparently it's Tuesday. Mine's greater than my own. So she's thinking to herself, when he said he'd tell me more, I didn't think he'd be this explicit. And the poor girl's shaking. And now she says, if it's okay to ask, did something happen between you and Louise? Do you know her personally? It's just like, oh my God, what a tough question. Like,
yeah.
What's she going to find out? It's so scary.
She's like, did you bang her?
Is this someone else I have to think about?
Did you bang her, Tora?
It's funny.
Yeah.
No.
I think her body language here is really interesting too, because like she's shaking, it's a really tough language, but it like her body, like she's still quite open to like pushing through, hearing what Tora has to say. And I mean, he's also facing her, at least in this panel, but I don't feel like they're making eye contact.
I mean, Tora in these scenarios, I feel like usually puts like a decent amount of distance.
Yeah.
Or at least attempts to, right?
Yeah. Mm.
He doesn't want to be up close and personal and have to like look her in the eye. And
yeah. And he's smoking too, so we know he's also very uncomfortable.
He's stressed.
Right
Stress.
Poor boy, he's stressed.
That's what I find so incredible about like this story is that it portrays a relationship in its realness. And I mean, like most webtoons, that we said this like a billion times, most webtoons will show happy, love, it's wonderful, it's great. And they don't really show arguments. And when they show arguments, I find they're pretty superficial. Like, like
they're usually more of those like misunderstandings that are so stupid, and then they take like 20 episodes to resolve, and you're like, oh yeah, they're just super dumb. But
like, or you could have just had a conversation and figured it out in episode 10.
Like we adults, we are, yeah.
Yeah, but their Poppy and Tora's relationship dynamics are very intense and very real, and like they get to the heart of who they are as people, and it's just so much more deep. So I'm so impressed with that. So he's like, shit, no, I broke into Gil's place to search for the notebook 2 weeks ago. Saw her there for the first time. Did you know she was pregnant? She's like, what? I didn't know that. Oh, but you know what? That's the first thing he says about her, because that's what he remembers. It hit him in the heart.
Yeah.
And like,
and that's why like he turns away now too. He's like kind of shutting off a little bit.
Yeah, you're so right, Emily, about his body language.
Because he's thinking about like, and like how he could have prevented, this harm to Louise, even though we might know we know she might be alive. Who knows?
Yeah, it's so telling, like his behavior, his external words that he says to try to minimize the extent of the effect on him is one thing, but then like his behavior is showing something else. So he's like, could have warned her about him, or tell her to leave, or wait for that bastard to get it back in and snuff the living daylights out of him. Oh, this poor guy. I mean, like
living with the guilt.
Yeah.
Killing him.
Oh, yeah. But who knows also, right? Hindsight's 2020. No one knew, like, we
Always.
thought that Gil did that. Or
I mean, like, nobody knew that he would be that much of a monster, right? Like, he was doing bad things, but I don't think Tora thought that he would ever harm his pregnant wife.
Right.
Yeah.
Money laundering is one thing. Like,
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of, like, really evil people out there who, like, murder other people, but when it comes to their family and kids, they're like, all is sacred, but, other people, fuck you. So I think that's what he thought.
yeah, and Gil didn't murder anyone else, right? Wasn't he just doing like financial?
Not that we know of.
Yeah, just like financial, maybe like some fraudulent like corporations or something.
Well, but yeah, Tora's obviously like racked with guilt and thinking what he thought already of all the things he should have done. Like it's just on the tip of his tongue.
I mean, like if only he knew like whether he's there or not, Gil sucks and is most likely going to murder his wife. Whether Tora is there to like protect her or not.
Yeah.
And poor, Poppy has this like really compassionate expression on her face. Like she understands, she sees his guilt, she feels so bad for him. It's like a beautiful expression. And she's like, Tora. And he's like, kidding, which is the same thing he said before, right? Earlier in like the first 104 episode. He's like, oh, I'm just kidding. Because this poor guy, like he has to like walk back what he's saying because I think he doesn't want to be too vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
No, and anytime he talks about casually like murdering someone, like I'm gonna snuff their lights out or put an end to them or beat the shit out of them, he like backtracks because he doesn't want Poppy to think like, oh, I actually have the capability to do this.
Yeah.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And at this point, even when he says he's kidding, Poppy knows. Poppy knows more.
Right. But honestly, like, I'm not disturbed. I mean, like, okay, well, I guess he shouldn't have killed Gil without any, justifiable reason. But like, if he would have known that Gil would kill his wife, then yeah, like, kill him
Justified.
first.
Yeah, but he didn't know that.
Right, he didn't. So
How would he know that?
yeah, and all he heard is like an argument, like, right? That's not a reason to kill someone. I didn't even hear the argument. You heard her being sad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he says, I didn't do shit, just turned and left her for dead. That's what happened with us. Wow, that's the guilt, right? Like, yeah, he there's nothing he could have done, known that he would have do that, but like he just feels that that's what he did. Ugh. And Poppy's like, but if you didn't see it for yourself, how do you know? She's like, you're right, I don't know that, and I don't effing care. What's to you anyway? She's your friend? No, I only met her once at a company dinner. Okay, that was interesting. We didn't know that before. Mm-hmm. So you just want to do the right thing, be a good citizen? No, so I'm like, wait, what's wrong with doing the right thing and being a good citizen? I don't get it.
I know this part is so interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because he can't live that life, right? He can't be a good citizen and do the right thing. He knows it.
Yeah.
And I think that eats away at him. So it's like sour grapes. He's like, oh, here's something I want. I can't get it. I don't really want it. Right. So he's saying like, oh, we can't be good citizens. So like, I'm just going to make fun of the whole concept because I can't do it, even though I wish I could.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think also like he's feeling the stress of like, he's already trying to do right in his own way by Poppy, that he's like, I can't add on another person right now.
Mm-hmm. It's like, once you hope for something and then you're disappointed, it's much more crushing than if you never hoped for it to begin with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. If you set expectations low, you will never be disappointed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I always live by the phrase, hope for the best, expect the worst.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a bad phrase to live by.
Mm-hmm. But Poppy is our little optimist. Poppy is our do-gooder, and those are the things that we love about her, and those are the things that Tora loves about her. So he can just put it down all he wants, but he really likes that part about her. And she's like, no, and he drops his cigarette. And while he is wearing the most useless slippers on planet Earth,
I know, are those
that like full out?
Yeah.
I'm like, they barely cover his toes.
Yeah. Those are about to disintegrate.
Yeah, right. Like he's stubbing out the cigarette, and like you said it was paper. I was like, what is it doing to that slipper? That slipper is gonna burn up.
Those are more useless than the slippers you get after you get a pedicure. Like,
oh my god,
those are pretty much on par with how useless those are.
Yeah,
they disintegrate as you walk out of the salon. Like,
well, maybe he sold his good pair of slippers, to get this house. I mean, he did just sell everything, so. He sold his cars. He sold his slippers.
Like you belong to, yeah, at this point.
He's like, we're on a budget. I had to buy this house.
So he extinguishes the cigarette with his useless slippers and says, Quincy's therapist.
This part killed me.
He's taking it to heart, at least what Quincy told him in the car.
Yes. Okay, so I read this and on my reread, I was like, because I died laughing the first time, I was like, why is this so funny? And then when I reread it, I went, wait. Okay, so there's two scenarios that have happened here, most likely. Quincy's going to therapy, like, as he does. Mm-hmm. And Tora's, like, in the room as his bodyguard and, like, interjects with his own trauma. And the therapist is giving feedback. Or Tora is outside of the door or waiting in the car, and Quincy's volunteering information,
like listening in on everything.
So those are fun.
Like both scenarios are just hilarious to me.
I'm gonna, me and Emily and probably Krystine, if you remember, are gonna bust your bubble. Though that is hilarious. I'm pretty sure he's referring to when Quincy was giving him a whole speech in the car when they were like buying the house, like somewhere around that episode. He gave him a whole long speech and he tuned out a lot of it, but he did remember some. And this is
Like you can't save, like Quincy told him you can't save everyone. Yeah.
Yes. I'm still gonna live with the headcanon that he like goes with him to therapy.
No, I like that headcanon because I know it's like when you know, like you or one of your friends is in therapy and then you just hear everything that the therapist tells your friend. And you're like, I don't have to pay for
like,
this.
Hey, asking for a friend. That's what they do in this scenario.
Oh yeah, I listen to my friend's therapist a lot.
I can so see Quincy just like digesting every everything. He's like, listen, just sit here for half an hour and listen to me talk, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tora just like picks up on it. He's like, okay.
Like bits and pieces. Yeah. He's like, okay, this is what I'll go with for the week.
Okay, now I want to see an episode of Quincy in therapy.
I hope we see that.
Oh my God.
Seriously,
love that
I'm gonna lose it. You know that poor woman is like, I should charge double. Like,
I need to know who this therapist is. Like, what are they hearing?
is she on the mafia payroll? Like,
There's a movie, Analyze This and Analyze That, right? Aren't they about a therapist listening to a mafia guy?
wait, what?
A movie?
Robert De Niro. When I was a kid, there's this movie called Analyze This and Analyze That. And it's a therapist whose client is a mafia boss. I think the mafia boss is Robert De Niro. I saw it around.
I mean,
when
it's usually Robert De Niro.
I was about to say that tracks. That sounds like it.
From like, especially from the 80s and 90s, it's Robert De Niro.
90s.
Yeah.
90s.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. I haven't seen it either, but I think I was a kid and my parents watched it, so I like saw it around. Yeah, Analyze This movie.
Yeah, that needs to be a scene that like Lily Dusk includes, because like also what is Quincy wearing to therapy? Like I need
Oh my gosh, yes.
Is he the one that
laying down on the couch? Like, with his eyes closed?
Oh, the couch! He's stretched around the couch.
Yeah, his like legs are crossed.
Yeah.
100%. You know, Tora's leaning against the wall like this bullshit.
Just like waiting for the hour to finish.
And the therapist is like, should I just charge this to your dad's account? Like,
They made $3.
All right, so he says he can't save everyone, and I absolutely agree. And he, shuts down the conversation. He can't deal with it anymore. He's like, I'm tired. That's right. Shimshon is right. Shimshon says that he could deal with it. He just chooses not to. But we all have a choice in our life.
Smart words.
Yes. Glad. Very glad you have absorbed wisdom from her school or us or your own mind. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm going to bed now. And poor Poppy, she's sitting there and she's dwelling over what he just said. His rather mocking words, where he says, so you just want to do the right thing, be a good citizen. And then she thinks something really interesting. He thinks, I wish my intentions were dishonorable, but they're not. He might have laughed it off, but I saw the pain and guilt in his eyes. And I just don't want him to regret this any further. So interesting. Did you expect that?
I want to say no, but also at the same time, Poppy throws us for a loop like this sometimes. And so I'm like surprised, but also yet not surprised because she does this, We look at her and she's so cutesy and adorable, and we're just like, you're ray of sunshine and you're so good. And it's like, no, honey, she's got a little bit of a,
spice.
Spice. Yeah, she's not perfect, she can have ulterior motives, not be perfectly like he said. He's like, you want to be a good citizen? Is that why? He's just like, no, actually, I just don't want you to hurt like this.
I don't know if I really believe her. Because I don't get how I don't get how him not feeling guilty doesn't like automatically come along with doing the right thing. Meaning, like, it's the act of doing the right thing that makes him not feel guilty. So to me, it's like it's intertwined inextricably. So like, I don't think you could take the motivation of wanting to do the right thing out of it. That's just how I feel.
I guess it's just showing that she's more concerned for his well-being than like maybe necessarily hers, but you're right. Like ultimately it does directly lead into like doing the right thing, right? Like, cause like she said, she only met this lady once. She doesn't have an intimate connection. It's just like, you know, wanting the goodwill of mankind. Like, I want you to be safe. I want you to be alive. I want you to be okay. But it's ultimately through her wanting Tora not to have to live with the guilt that he doesn't have to live with, because she thinks that she's alive for some reason.
Yeah, which is just so, like not surprising necessarily, but just very astute of Poppy, because she could still be very upset with Tora and like not really care right now about his like feelings of guilt or unease because of the situation she's in. But instead she's like, no, I want to like take it away from him. I want to ease him out of this.
I think because we've had so many conversations in the last couple of like, you know, air quotes days of the storyline, like it's been so long for us, but in the storyline it's only been a few days, and she's had like several conversations where like he's unveiling this new information about like his life and his lifestyle and like the shit that he's had to do, and like it's all not all rainbows and puppies and sunshine, you know, I'm in the fucking mafia. And I think she's just, it's like, especially with this conversation about like the bodies and the body disposal service, she's like, wow, okay, this is like really hitting home. Like he's had, like he said, he's had a rough upbringing, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the results of it.
Yeah.
She's really taking it in stride. I'm beyond impressed with her. I don't know how. Like,
I know she's a tough cookie. I'd be like, and we're out of here.
Yeah. And I'm going to be in my room and not talk to anyone this whole time.
Poor girl. Yeah, so she definitely does the exact opposite. The opposite of being sitting safely in her room. And she's like, Tora, wait, you don't have to save anyone. I'll do it for you. He's like, yeah, sure.
My heart like warmed when she was just like, I'll do it for you.
It's just hilarious.
That was just how I felt like endearing of her to do. That like she doesn't even have to do anything else at this point. Like she doesn't even know really like everything that he has done for her at this point, like the house. Even though I think what like Quincy may have like hinted that Tora got the house for her. I don't fully remember that. But like she still wants to be there for him and also like help like take a load off his plate.
I don't know what her plan is, like, because she's like, what's she gonna do? Like lug the body? Because she says she's like, just give me a location so I can retrieve her body or something. With like what? Poppy, your bare hands? Like, what's your plan?
I don't know what she's thinking here. I really don't. I'm like, girl, what are you gonna do with it once you get it? Do a funeral? I'm very confused. Like, how is you finding the body making Tora feel any better?
Yeah, because we know Tora, when she finds the body, Tora will be like right there behind her, making sure someone doesn't find her with the body.
Yeah, and the last thing we need is like more trauma for poor Tora, like finding this body of this pregnant woman that he like thinks he did not save.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tora's like, don't have a location. I'm not a homing pigeon. It's like a homing pigeon. You're not. Oh shucks.
Okay, I have questions. Like, does the mafia, do they work solely within like pigeon, bird metaphors? Like, are other clan members, like, are they also watching what National Geographic like Tora does in their
that like exotic bird? That, like...
Yeah, like where are they getting these metaphors?
Well, we already know that Tora's got like a lot of downtime since stepping back in his role, and it seems like he watches a lot of National Geographic.
Yeah, is this actually just coming from Tora and not other mafia members?
Like he knows these things.
Yeah, like where is the terminology? Yeah, where is the terminology originating? I need to know.
Bird, he takes the crowd bird watching, you know. And she's like, hey, Tora, did you stub out your cigarette? Like, yeah, I did. Why? And we see like, we've seen already for a few panels, like, you know, the smoke around him, fine. And then there's just more and more smoke, even though he's already done with the cigarette. And it's like, I didn't really notice it, but now it's like, oh my God, you go back and you're like, wow, there's a lot of smoke. And she's like, because there's smoke coming from your body and a freaking what was that word going to be? Or what?
I think orb.
I think it was going to be orb. Yeah.
Yeah, because in that panel, like in the last couple of panels,
ring, yeah, like a circular ring.
Orb.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we hear like creak, and Tora immediately slams into her, and he's like, get down. And he like covers her with his body. And then he's like, we hear her panting, and we see that the smoke is all coming from that closet or that cupboard where, you know, they Quincy and Poppy offered their sacrifices to the
What is happening in this house?
No freaking idea. Okay, let's finish these 2 episodes because I'm like, what? And she's like, what's going on? And he hears a creak, creak, and she's like, are we under attack? And then he looks around, he's like, we're not. And then he's like, reflex action, sorry. But then he hears slamming coming from the cabinet, and it just keeps slamming. And Tora's like, what on earth? Didn't I fix that? They have a sliding mechanism this morning? And she's like, the message. Like, what message? She's like, go. And we hear more slam, and we see, you know, the message from the ghost, which says, go. We need to go find Louise. This is the message from the ghost. Go find Louise. All right. What do you guys think?
What is happening? Yeah, what is happening?
We have now introduced the supernatural into MPL, and I'm very confused.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the supernatural from like Oscar's Bride is slowly like creeping in.
Yeah, is it
It's
you
like,
are
hello, I'm here.
Oh, I'm like, is this a real orb? These are like spirit orbs? What is happening right now?
Okay, so I know people have speculated that maybe it's Ulan's ghost, Poppy's dad. It could be Louise now.
Oh, I didn't even
I
think
was
about
thinking of
dad.
Poppy's dad because of the whole like butterfly thing. I'm like,
I didn't even think about that.
Orb.
I could see
Oh,
that.
I don't know. It took me a while to even. My first thought was like skepticism, like, oh, nonsense. But like, I don't know, you know, because it just didn't have any supernatural elements until now. So it was just like a big shock. But I mean, I can't see any reasonable explanation. So,
And even if like it is the door, I mean, I don't know. Like, I just feel like the door would not slide open and shut like this. I mean, unless it's maybe like really windy, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
We don't have any like artistic like or what guides to show that like it's windy.
No, and he said, didn't I fix that damn sliding mechanism?
Yeah.
So is this like an automatic
Right.
door that has the sliding mechanism? So now it's just like going crazy. It's like,
Yeah.
but that doesn't explain the smoke and the orbs
The
and the message
message.
go. Like,
Yeah.
we're getting into the spiritual realm where like somebody is fucking with us.
Huh.
Big time.
Okay, if it's not supernatural and someone is fucking with us, who do we think it would be?
Well, I think it would be fun to say the Thuglets. I don't think they would actually do it. I don't know. That could be really funny.
I mean, that would be funny, but with how serious everything is right now, I don't think it's the Thuglets. Also, do they know the location of the new house? Like,
I don't think so, but like, no.
Yeah.
Well,
is it maybe
Inspector
like
Lane knows.
someone? Is it like someone in 𝗪𝗪 who, I mean, like side plot, but like didn't want Tora to move it or something, and like they're rigging the door and like writing the messages? I don't know.
That's what I originally thought. I thought those original messages were like someone like warning them like, hey, like it's not, this place isn't safe, like it's not like because isn't it where they're neutral territory?
Yeah.
But like I felt like it was someone saying like, hey, you're not safe here, like this isn't as neutral as you think. Like that's what I originally thought way back when.
That's a good point.
I feel like if they want to give that kind of message though, like the message, like they should be a little more opaque. Like go is like, or whatever the opposite of opaque.
but,
you know, like not specific.
Or like more transparent.
Right, that's what I meant. I meant the opposite.
okay, transparent, same thing. I need to do a reread because I can't remember, but didn't Quincy and Poppy stumble upon that message and it wasn't there before?
Yeah.
I think the go wasn't there before. It just like popped up and then they like freaked out and started like making that.
I think so.
And I think Tora checked the cameras, or he said he was going to check the cameras. I think he did.
I mean, that's kind of making me think we have a supernatural element now, which makes me think it's Poppy's dad because Poppy's mom is alive. We just don't know where she is. I mean, maybe Goliath, but like still doesn't explain the spirit orb and the smoke.
I mean, that could be like projected light and smoke. bomb thing or whatever. I don't know.
I'm here for it. I kind of like the inclusion of like the supernatural and the spirits now. I'm into it.
Yeah, or it's like you said, like from Asura's bride. Yeah, but like elements seeping in. His ancestors coming to protect him. I don't know.
That'd be cool. Well, I guess we'll probably see more of this ghost over the next while that they're living in this house. So
Yeah.
I think it'll be solved or explained soonish. So anywho, wow. So we see a view of the complex, which I now see is like incredibly isolated. Very cool.
Yeah, it's like just fields like behind the gate.
I know. I thought it was like in the town for some reason.
I also
Me too. I don't know. I also assumed it was like in the middle of town, basically.
Yeah, I thought it was like in the town, but it had a perimeter. You know,
I think it's because we had scenes of them driving through the town, and then they arrived at the house, and like we didn't see any fields in between.
Oh, we didn't see like the surroundings.
Yeah. They're like way out on the edge of town then.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Tora's outside, and guess what? He's been convinced. He's like, all their numbers, need him now. So much for like, I'm going to bed. I'm tired.
Which we have not seen him in like, we've seen him in like the black turtleneck, but not the black turtleneck like.
Definitely. I was just going to comment on the turtleneck.
I'm a fan.
We cannot not comment on the black turtleneck right now.
Yeah, I am into it.
That's funny.
Why is it such a thing between like PH and MPL? Like these women are feeding us. Like, jeez.
And I mean, they can wear anything, truly.
Or nothing.
Anything. They can wear anything. They can wear nothing.
Any combination of the two.
Like dinner
like
is
a short sleeve turtleneck, which I mean, I normally don't think like, oh yeah, like a guy would be hot in that. Like, but I'm in on Tora. Anything goes. Absolutely anything goes. Like,
so now we have she's like, we have her voice from the distance, and it says Tora, and then it says sup dog, and Tora's like, what? And then he's like, is that Jacob's shirt? And we have this figure coming out of the house, it's Poppy, and she says, in pants, hat, and shoes, and she is wearing the most ridiculous outfit on planet Earth for her.
Oh my God.
His clothes are need disguise.
So adorable.
she's like a Boy Scout running away from home.
Yeah. I mean, she even has like the chain on the cargo pant. Like she's really rocking it right now.
The 90s are back, you guys. We do it.
Yeah.
They're back.
Yep. They're back.
Raise your hand if you dress like this. I had that shirt. I had like, there was one summer I wore only those shirts.
I had plaid shirts.
Cool. Yes, I had a bunch of plaid shirts. I had like red.
Why?
What?
Why?
Because they were fashionable. That's why. At least I thought so.
I mean, I was in the early 2000s. I still had like all of these flannel shirts, like oversized from my older sisters. My parents didn't want to buy me new clothes.
I mean, I definitely had cargo pants, may or may not have had the chain. Very early 2000s.
I have a pair of cargo pants now with the chain. I won't lie.
But
I don't necessarily wear the chain, but I have the pants.
They all came back. Oh, I mean, it was like plus 10 points if you had a carabiner. Like that was
no, I didn't have a carabiner.
That was the ultimate.
Well, I mean, we have those bucket hats.
The bucket hats are super big now.
I have seen so many videos on Instagram, and it's so true. Like I went into it for the first time in a long time the other day, and I went, "Oh my God, I'm being transported back to 2004." I am,
especially like if you watch like any recent K-pop video, like everybody has the bucket hats with the tiny sunglasses.
Yeah, the bucket hat,
the baggy jeans,
the crop top, cargo pants with the crop top and the I'm just like
I had this book, by the way. Since I started reading webtoon Korean cartoons, I was like, everyone in Korea dresses like they went to the thrift shop and bought like something that does not fit them at all. And
that was me at 14. That was the style. I was going to the thrift shop and buying stuff that wasn't fitting me, and now people are paying for that.
Back then, it was the affordable part or the affordable clothing, and now all these designers are like, let's bring back like baggy cargo pants.
Mm-hmm.
charge $160 for them. I'm like, honey, I got those for like $8 and they were candies and I got them from thrift store.
Mm-hmm.
They were great.
I just don't want any of like the low rise pants from early 2000s are also coming back, and I am not in support of that.
I know. I'm like, can we not? Can we not? That was not.
You're not at the age to show midriff, ladies. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Can we leave that in like 2000?
Not have a 15-year-old midriff anymore. Never will. Never happening for me again. But...
I was just recently like talking to a family member. I was like, I swear to God, if they bring back like the zigzag like part line, I'm done.
They are. They are. Like I've seen people.
I remember trying to do that so hard, but it's like too hard with curls because I have curly hair, and so it like doesn't work because the lines aren't.
Oh, it does not work with curly hair. No, absolutely not.
Work. Emily knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that.
No, but my husband, he teaches 7th grade, and he says there are so many girls now coming to school with like the zigzags and like the crimped hair. And he was
oh my God!
Wait!
Wow.
I will
the little berets?
Lose my mind if the blonde tips come back for guys.
Oh my God!
Like,
the frosted tips.
The frosted tips. If the frosted tips come back, I'm going on a remote island.
Yeah, if the Justin Timberlake frosted tips come back, it's like
no, please, no, that cannot happen.
My husband had those when he was.
Oh, that's so cute though.
He showed me photos, and I was like, "That is too cute." And the earrings, the frosted tips and the earrings.
Yeah,
that was a look. Oh, and the butterfly clips; those are back.
Yes, those are for sure.
I was just on family vacation, and my nieces were there, and my niece that was 7 was like, "Aunt Lily, can you do my hair?" I was like, "Okay," and that's what she wanted. She wanted butterfly clips with the rose, and I was doing her hair, and I was like having flashbacks.
Again, like that does not work with any hair type that's curly and or thick. No. Not gonna work.
No, it didn't work because the butterfly clips got lost. Because when you have hair like this, they're like, like you can't even see them.
You have to have like like thin blonde hair.
Straight hair.
Else? No, it does not work. Yeah,
it would work on your hair. It did not work on my hair. Yeah, or the what is it? Those headbands? They're like
velvet.
Those are back too.
Yes, you know what I'm talking about. It's like a circle, and then they do this. It's like a comb. It's
like pokes your eye, gets caught in your ear.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because you
just spent like the last 5 minutes cringing about 90s.
It was really bad. It was really bad. Yeah, it's. Social media just wants to make me feel old every day of my life now. I'm like, cool, thanks.
All right, well, I hope all the 90s people enjoyed this,
enjoyed that
if you have no idea what we're talking about, number 1, enjoy your life. Number 2, go fuck yourself.
Stay up all night if you want, go drink. You won't have a bad hangover.
Have a Jaeger bomb for me. I will enjoy
that brings back bad memories.
They were terrible. To all you young people, we're happy.
Enjoy your butterfly clips and your Jaeger bomb.
In your baggy cargo pants.
And the baggy cargo pant.
Just don't send us pictures. Okay, so Poppy comes out looking like we did when we were teenagers, and Tora says, like a nerd, he's irritated, and she's like,
she's so offended.
Yes, because he should tell her that she looks great no matter what she wears. That's his job.
Like, I can't see your tits. This is ridiculous. Come on.
Yeah.
You're downvoting this outfit.
And we have, so now we are in the van. We hear it roaring, and he's like, we're not going on a picnic. Strictly no running off on your own. You got that? Yes, sir. Don't talk to anyone and stay inside the car. Locks are secure, windows tinted. No one will see you from the outside. Got it? And she's like, got it, sir. He's like, made costume for a week. And she's like, made costume for a...
Like, do you not remember signing up for this?
Oh, man. We just got that in there. And she's like, for a week. But only in private. Turns away and blushes.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
This was amazing.
Like the greatest panel ever.
Yeah.
She's not opposed to it.
the background.
Yeah, and she is dressed up in that maid outfit. She's like, with the open mouth, because somehow open mouths are supposed to be sexy. Never got that. But okay. Well, actually, no, I never mind. I do get it now. I never thought about it.
I was about to say, Mindy, I don't think I can explain this on air.
Okay, yes. These brilliant things coming to my head.
This is for Story Tinker After Dark.
18 plus, yeah.
And it's just, background is just a watermark of badump, 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 and Tora is beat red. Poppy has moved on, and she's like, "Ugh, Jacob's hat is making my scalp itch, gross." And he's like, "Screech out of there, guard." And yeah, I think he screeched out of there because of his feelings.
He was having naughty thoughts and not paying attention.
The driver, yeah. It was amazing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, it's gonna happen, guys. She's gonna be the maid outfit for a week. Quincy's gonna have to get kicked out of the house because he can't keep his eye.
Oh yeah, Quincy's getting kicked out. I think
Quincy's getting kicked out.
Yeah, I think Poppy's getting comfortable, being open and vulnerable with Tora, not with Quincy. So Quincy is gonna go on an errand
for a very long time.
Yeah.
This is the family errand. He's gonna have to make a trip.
I just love that. Like, I feel like her agreeing to wearing this, but only in private, it surprised them both. Like, I think he was just like running down the list. He slipped this in there, and then I think he thought, oh, she's gonna like get flustered or like sass me back or something. But then she said, yeah, in private.
Because she wants it too.
She is down. She is down. After seeing this man in this turtleneck, she's like, whatever you want.
Yep.
I know, which, like, good for Poppy. I mean, she was in such a crappy, long-ass relationship. If Jewelry ever even, like, made a joke suggesting this, she would have cut that down so fast. But here, like, it's important that she's thinking about it.
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic. I know we have, like, 1 minute and 30 seconds left, so wrap up, yeah. So we want to continue.
I mean, we could probably talk forever. I don't know necessarily. Yeah. We could talk forever.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So let's just instead of Kira's art corner, it's gonna be Poppy's art corner because Poppy also can draw. What is your favorite panel?
Naked Quincy.
The turtleneck with the tattoos.
Okay.
I enjoyed that.
Excellent choice.
Yeah. I was like, I missed MPL. We have been rewarded.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the one that we just had with all the buttons in the background and he's all red, I just was laughing. I love that. It was very MPL.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's yours, Krystine?
Same.
Yeah, the buttons. We're all
like all red and oh my god, love it.
Yeah, I like
so happy with that.
The Poppy one, honestly, just because it's so colorful and bright and pink, and everything else has been very dark. So it's just like cute and different. Well, this was so fun. This was really, really great. I had a fantastic time.
Yes, so happy to be back.
I know, we're back
in MPL.
Yeah, and this was like classic MPL episode, like just Tora and Poppy working through like a precarious situation. It was
and relationship drama. Always relationship drama.
Classic season 1 MPL.
Yeah. We had some like a little tension, a little.
Thank you so much to my current patrons, Suzie, Lily, Molly, Veronica, Emily, Joe Rochelle, Saucy, Tuggles, Anne Rose, Alexa, Misty, Joanne, Esther, Watching People, Emily Jean, Kay, Lily, Krystine, Sadie, Teresa, Mrs. Castaldo, and 𝗪𝗏𝗱𝗄. Your support is truly appreciated.